So, if you saw that game between Nigeria and Benin Republic on TV, cuts to the NTA, you are the real MVP. Disappointing pictures that we had from the Godswill Akpabio Stadium, but I guess it is what it is. Welcome to the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Solomon Fowowe, and Dennis returns to us in the studios after a hiatus. It's great to have you back, man.
Thanks. It's always a pleasure to be here, and like you said, it's always disappointing to see Nigeria in these sort of gory lights, you know, seeing how things are far deteriorated in the Nigerian system to the extent that, you know, a government-owned station or a national television cannot even properly broadcast its own matches. It's very disappointing, and then my heart goes out to every Nigerian out there that looked forward to that match and still celebrated the victory despite the disappointment. Yeah,
incredible, because it comes on the heels of when they were saying that the Premier League matches are going to be shown on that NTA, and we're probably going to be seeing games from the MPFL too. But let's just stop with the whole talk about NTA and how bad they have been. Now, we're going to be reviewing that game, at least the parts that NTA allowed us to see in that particular game. And what were your thoughts from that particular fixture? It would have been downright disappointing and a bit of an embarrassment, assuming we lost that game. So what was in your mind when we went back 1-0 against Benin Republic?
Okay, first of all things, you know, I felt like, you know, the Super Eagles of Nigeria must have had a very hard time in that match, you know, seeing that Sesegno put the Benin Republic, squirrels of Benin Republic in front after just 3 minutes of the game. And then, so my thoughts, even after Nigeria came back, caught a penalty by Victor Osimhen, you know, that was through the foul that was committed on Olaino in the 18-yard before the referee pointed to the spot. You know, my take from the match was just, if Nigeria had played against a much better opposition, you know, no disrespect to the Benin Republic guys, but I think the Super Eagles of Nigeria would have probably lost the match yesterday, because obviously they didn't start with a spark, and then, you know, caught a defensive error which we did not see. The Super Eagles of Nigeria conceded the first goal, and it was a good thing to see that they were able to bounce back, and then for that great goal by, you know, Samuel Kalu to put the Super Eagles of Nigeria in front. I think it's a good thing to start with, and it's a good thing to start the qualifiers with.
Yeah. The thing is, we agree that it wasn't much of an impressive showing. You know, we didn't see fluid passing that we had seen in those games between, you know, when we played against Ukraine and when we played against Brazil. And now, Genotro has come to say that they didn't have enough time to play together. There was not enough time for them to build chemistry. But I'm also sure I buy that, to be honest. And maybe some of the players were jet lagged coming in at late hours. But looking at that particular fixture, now we're seeing that this is a side that is coming to play its first competitive game.
Yeah.
So ever since we had those friendlies, you expect that there would be some form of much more urgency in their play. There's a much more fluidity in their play, and we didn't get all of those in that match.
Yeah, maybe, you know, and then maybe you also want to toe the line of what Genotro has called the excuses of the team's performance. You know, for instance, in the case of a player like Joe Aribo, you know, he talked about Joe Aribo arriving the camp, you know, few hours even before the match. That's a day before, and then he was also talking about the same for many of the players. Although you might want to cut him some slacks, you know, talk about the fatigue in for the players, but then in the same way, I also think it's high time that, you know, Genotro understands that, you know, when you're a national team coach, you do not have the same luxury that these club coaches have, you know. So for the little or short time that you have your players around, you should have a properly marshaled or mapped out strategy on how to get a team cohesion whenever you guys are playing, especially for a Nations Cup qualifier. Yeah,
good thing that you talked about Joe Aribo, because we're about talking about him. Now, Joe Aribo has been quite impressive. He has played 3 games for the Super Eagles. He's got 2 goals, and we heard and we also saw for a bit that he also played very well in that particular fixture. That's the game against Benin Republic. Now, is he coming into his own as that sort of midfielder that we've always needed that connects the defense and the attack. You know, we already know the qualities of Wilfred Ndidi. We know he's a very good stopper. He wins balls very easily and really well. Now, for someone who is able to move the ball forward, who is a ball carrier, have we seen that in Joe Aribo?
I think it's all a work in the process, and then he's already building himself towards that sort of an image with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Because if you did look at our Nigeria's match against Ukraine, you see that, you know, we did not just see a Wilfred Ndidi that was stopping the plays of the opponent and also, you know, connecting the midfield like you said. We also saw a partner in Joe Aribo that was, you know, giving us a replica of what Wilfred Ndidi was doing, which we have not seen so much with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But I think his addition to the team has been a plausible one so far, and then I just believe that he's part of the signs of good things to come for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And then knowing that for like 3 games now consecutively, you know, he has been a starter for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, it means he has been doing something very well for himself and also for his club side, Rangers, that's out there in Scotland. And I just hope that, you know, he does not drop the ball and, you know, just keep improving on himself.
Yeah, probably the player that's going to be feeling a little bit let down would be Ogenekaro Etebo, who we know always plays alongside Ndidi, and he's had his flaws, and it seems like
injuries also setting between there. So
Aribo feels a bit like an improvement to that Etebo at the base of the midfield. Now there's going to be a game on Sunday. That's the game against Lesotho, and hopefully the game is going to be broadcast on TV in proper manner, not the same thing that we had at Uyo. So what do you expect from that particular fixture?
It's just basically go to Lesotho, get the 3 points, you know, whichever way you want to get it, because
somehow we as Nigerians, we are proud to some extent. The way you just said, just go to Lesotho and get the 3 points.
Because see, I was about apologizing to say no disrespect to Lesotho, but then
you always make it feel so good when you say no disrespect to.
But then in the real scheme of things, Lesotho are no match with the Super Eagles of Nigeria on any front, and even aside football, if you're talking about other national issues.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, so you know, you just expect Nigeria as the big brother of Africa, you know. Go there, get the 3 points.
Did you just call Nigeria big brother of Africa?
Yeah, Nigeria is big brother of Africa.
Incredible.
You know, so go to Lesotho.
Just so you know, I don't believe that.
Go to Lesotho. Give us the great performances. You know, also in Lesotho, there I expect to see. You know, some of the things that gives me joy nowadays when you see the Super Eagles of Nigeria playing is the front three. Front three of either Ahmed Musa, Victor Osimhen, and Chukwueze. Or you talk about Samuel Kalu, the same Osimhen, and then Chukwueze. You know, the sort of play that you see, the sort of interchanging or passing, and also knowing that these 3 players have are so gifted that they can dribble past any sort of defenders. You know, so I just hope that they are able to put all of this in the mix when they go down to Lesotho, and then. For the fact that they will be traveling to Lesotho, it also means that the Lesotho guys will not also be giving them, a rub on the shoulder for them to just cruise past them. It will be difficult, but you expect the Super Eagles of Nigeria to grind out the results.
Well, I absolutely expect that too. Thank you so much for talking to us on the Nutmeg today, Dennis.
Always a pleasure, Solomon.
So with the victory over Benin Republic, Nigeria tops its group in the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Sierra Leone with 1 point and Lesotho also with 1 point, while Benin Republic is at the bottom of the group with 0 points. That's a package for you on the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. If you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you should absolutely do that already, because there's great content all the way for you from Guardian Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching once again. My name is Solomon Fowowe.